Welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 2 of our series, The Dark Side of Competition. And kind of springboarding off of Dr. Probst feature series that we did about body dysmorphia and body image, we want to spend some time discussing how we can make sure we are shifting more to a positive side of the competition element in our own psyche, our own competitive mindset. And we ended, Adam, talking about there being some good elements to wanting better, wanting to improve ourselves. Some people get into this sport the very first time with those drives to just become a better person physically, emotionally, all the things that tie into looking and feeling your best, even from a perspective of health. And I mentioned that some social scientists I was listening to talked about the fact that some of the pain and some of the things that we would say is not necessarily healthy, it can help compel us to those better outcomes. And so those feelings of inadequacy, of feeling like I'm just not where I should be, those aren't necessarily bad, but you have to keep them in control, and you can't control them until you recognize them. So I want to spend a little bit of time in this episode talking about just your expectations. How far can you go? How fast can you go? And whether you have somebody getting into competition for the first time, Adam, or somebody that you've known for a long time, how do you manage those expectations of the superficial, quote unquote, qualities of looking your best versus wanting to win, versus wanting longevity and better health? How do you combine all of those so your client is really improving their psychological makeup and not harming it?
A lot of it is the type of engagement clients give me. You can usually see and look for keywords when it's turning to the worst. So, a client could send me an email and say, I'm up 2 pounds, and you realize their whole day's ruined because of that. So this is where a lot of the management comes into play. Sometimes giving that person some validation and what they need to hear, even though truthful advice. But, a lot of times I'll tell my women, do you wear a badge over your neck like a prison number that says 146.6 today? No. And do you think anyone can tell that you went up 2 pounds? Probably not. You're probably going to go to work and people are going to tell you look leaner, and, it's important to just bring people back and let them know, and also tell them how far they've came, because now, at 146.6, remember when you were weighing 156.6, you used to be sad about that. So let's be happy here and find what's good enough. I also, on the way down in the diet, at a certain point, I will get people thinking about things and saying, hey, by the way, I want you to look at yourself now. Remember that you're happy here. And I think that this could potentially be a good reverse diet week for you. Or look at this as a maintenance point. We're going to take things further, obviously, but look here. And as long as we're hormonally adapted in a positive manner here, we can probably stay here. And I usually have a pretty good gauge for people on that. And so just kind of planning for the future is definitely key with that.
There's a great consideration, just that a certain week, you said maybe this is a good maintenance week or a good neutral week. Like you've practiced that, you can remember what this was like, and show them the silver lining to something that may not have been their best week, but it's still in context. It's number one, to be expected. And one of the things that I find also helpful, Adam, is to make sure they do understand the physiological context that, hey, you don't know if you did not lose body fat. We're looking at sleep variables, hormonal variables, carbohydrate, sodium, food timing. There's just so much that goes into that may not be a true reflection of your progress. And I think understanding some of the science and the reason why does help keep some of those psychological impulses in check.
Absolutely. I think that's huge because, a lot of times it is digestion or bad sleep or stress, and getting them to recognize that is important. And also realize, like, a lot of times my clients will fluctuate between 1 pound during a normal week anyhow.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. So we've got 3 or so more episodes coming up. Stay tuned. We're going to keep talking about the dark side of competition.